Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Saturday, the 17th of April on New Zealand Sports Radio. I'm Paul and I'll be your host this morning. In the news today, we have the cricket in both the international and IPL action over in the latest games in the NRL. In the rugby, we had the Super Rugby Aotearoa kick off last night with the Highlanders versus the Blues. We also have A-League, NBA and NBL action, as well as golf news from the PGA, the LPGA and the European Tour. Not to mention that we'll soon have some V8 Supercar action and the netball, ANZ netball kicks off tomorrow. So lots of sport going around at the moment. This is your best way to start the day up to speed with all of the important sports news. Let's kick off with that golf action over in the PGA. We have got the RBC Heritage is taking place. Currently, Sink is leading at 12 under par as the second round is live. Danny Lee having a decent tournament there for him, where he was down in tied 25th. I'm just trying to find where he is. He's dropped down, unfortunately, to tied 48th now at 2 under par. Very tight there in those places. Obviously, fighting to make sure he makes the cut for the weekend in that one. Over in the European Tour, and it's the Australian Open. No Kiwis involved in that one. They're also in the second round there. And Canizares of Spain currently leads at 7 under par with chasing players at one shot back. So very close over in the PGA. The LPGA, though, is where a lot of Kiwi eyes will be because Lydia Ko is going very well. And after 2 rounds, she's in second place, just 2 shots behind Sasso at the Lotte Championship. She did lead for a while in the second round, but at the end of the second round, she was just 2 shots back there with 1 more round to go. So keep your eyes on that one. Lydia Ko in the hunt for that title. Moving on then to keeping it over there in the States. So let's look at the NBA action from yesterday. Where we had just 4 games, so a quiet day for the basketball. The Bucks beat the Hawks 120-109. The Lakers down the Celtics down the Lakers 121-113. That old rivalry there. Also, the Suns saw off the Kings 122-114. In the final game there, the Warriors beating the Cavaliers 119-101. Where does that leave the table then? The 76ers are still top of the Eastern Conference, ahead of the Nets and the Bucks with that victory. Over on the Western side, and the Suns on a 4-game winning streak are chasing the Jazz. The Jazz are top there, ahead of the Suns and then the Clippers. Back to action today, and there will be 11 games, including the Pelicans taking on the Wizards. That's right, Steve Adams' team playing at 11 a.m. this morning if you want to catch that basketball. Moving over to Australia for the NBL, and 2 games yesterday. The Breakers took on the Bullets and led the whole way through with a very dominant first half, leading to that one as the Breakers won that one 91-71 with McDowell White getting a triple-double, 10 rebounds, 14 assists, and 13 points. They're leading the team. Randolph came off the bench, scored 20 points as well. I'd say it was a very good win for the Breakers, beating the Bullets there. The other game yesterday saw the Wildcats beat the Hawks 83-69. On the table then, the Breakers still down in 8th place, just 1 place off the bottom there after that win. And the Wildcats still at the top, leading Melbourne United. Well, actually, sorry, taking back the lead over Melbourne United at the top there. Very tight. Both teams on 17 wins and 5 losses with just points difference being the deciding factor between the Wildcats and Melbourne United, at the top of the table. Moving on then to the A-League, and 1 game yesterday as The Brisbane Roar got an important victory over Western Sydney United 2-1. That means they've closed the gap now to Western Sydney to just 2 points, so 6th and 7th there. Western Sydney holding the final of the last of the finals places. So Brisbane Roar, I say, getting themselves closer in that one. That also helps Wellington Phoenix as well to help them in their bid. Let's be honest, a slim chance now of them making the playoffs, but still, it's all to play for in the A-League. Moving on to the NRL, and 2 games yesterday. The Storm, very comfortable victory over the Roosters, 20-4 in that one. And the Knights beating the Sharks 26-22. Do join the Standoff show on Wednesday evening at 8 p.m, where they will go through all of the action from the week 6, as well as previewing week 7 in that one. Don't forget that some of the Warriors are in action tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's Sunday at 4 p.m. for the Warriors. In the rugby, and the Highlanders took on the Blues last night, winning that game 35-29, including a yellow card for Satutu, and also a red card for Hodgman, for high contact, shoulder to the head in that one. I think anyone will argue with Hodgman's red card. The Blues did take an early lead, but really fell asleep just before halftime, thinking the Highlanders would kick it out. But instead, they got themselves a good line out in the Blues half, and a training ground move saw them put Punivai over untouched in that one, say 22-17 lead at halftime, which they didn't give up in the second half. The Blues had opportunities to score, but really only had themselves to blame for not finishing those off and for falling asleep in that first half. So the Highlanders keep themselves in the hunt for the final, and it's, let's be honest, it's all looking like who will be playing the Crusaders in that final there, with the Blues and Highlanders in the shout, but also the Chiefs, who play this evening at FMG Stadium against the Crusaders. That kickoff is 7 p.m. I will be at that game, bringing you the post-match interviews. Also, do join us straight after the final whistle, where Ashwin will be hosting our post-match reaction show to that game as well. Moving on then to the cricket. And first up, in the 4th T20 between South Africa and Pakistan, South Africa were put into bat, and a decent start at the top of the innings, with Malan scoring 33 and Van der Dusen 52. But after that, really got no support from the rest of the batsmen, with only one other batsman making it into double figures. In fact, their third highest score was extras in this one. They reached 144 off their 20 overs, 19.3 overs, as they were all bowled out, 3 balls short of the end of the innings. Ali and Ashraf are both taking 3 wickets in that one for Pakistan. Pakistan that made hard work of chasing down that total, losing Rizwan for a duck in the opening over. But Zaman with 60 laid the basis for the innings, and Nawaz with 25 not out at the end there saw them home with 1 ball to spare, 149 for 7, winning that one, with Fahim Ashram with his 3 wickets off 17 balls off his 4 overs, taking player of the match in that one. In the IPL, and we had the 8th game there, which was between the Punjab Kings and the Chennai Super Kings. And the Kings went in to bat first, and really struggled with all of their top order, giving up 2 ducks and not putting together any scores. Khan, with 47 from the middle order batsmen, really tried to save the innings, but they reached 106 for 8. off their 20 overs. Chahar with 4 wickets for just 13 runs off his 4 overs, leading the bowlers there and doing the damage. The Super Kings then chased that total down relatively comfortably, comfortably. Golwad was out early, but Faf du Plessis with 36 and not out, and Moeen Ali with 46 really meant that this was the chase was an easy one, reaching the target. The 107 for 4 off 15.4 overs, which means they won by 6 wickets and with 26 balls remaining. A comfortable win there for the Chennai Super Kings. Don't forget, we'll be back this evening straight after the final whistle of the Chiefs versus the Crusaders with post-match reaction, and also at 8 p.m. tomorrow with the Super Rugby Review Show. I'll be back here at 7 a.m. tomorrow, helping you start your day the best way with all the important sports news. And catch me then. We'll be up with all that golf, cricket, rugby, football, basketball. Wow, there's lots of action going on this weekend.